Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop with a special video. I was invited to the Level Up Retreat, which is a gaming conference this weekend. And a disclaimer that Level Up did pay for passes for both me and my son to the event, and also paid for a one-night hotel stay, so we were there for Friday and Saturday. I always want to make sure that kind of stuff is out in the open. Yeah, we had a great time. Unlike PAX Unplugged, which is the convention I go to most often, this was just gaming. No publishers trying to show me games, no meetings, and walking around crazy crowded convention halls. There were just a bunch of tables, a big library of games, a really good one, and a lot of playing games. And I was there again with my 13-year-old son. So we got into a bunch of stuff, and I'm just going to kind of run through what I played. It's a mix of old stuff and newer stuff. A lot of it is actually prototypes that I brought, but I'm sure some of them are things you all will be excited about. So I'll just kind of run through it quickly here and let you know how things went. So the first game I played with my son quite a bit, he wanted to keep on playing it, was Crokinole. I have played this before with Peter. He has a board, but I don't own one myself. And yeah, my son likes dexterity games, and he had a great time with it. In fact, he kept on dragging me over there. I wanted to play other stuff, and he just kept on making me play Crokinole over and over. I still might prefer Clask personally, because that's like the only sort of wooden dexterity-based game that we own. But Crokinole was a fun time. Definitely a classic if you can find a table to play, because they do get pretty pricey. It's a great one. The next one I played with my son is not new at all. I brought my own copy, but it's one of our favorite games. This one is probably up in my top 5 now, and that is Summoner Wars 2nd Edition, which is a 1v1 competitive unit-based kind of dueling game where you're moving units around and fighting them in dice-based combat. I've done a bit of coverage of this on the channel. I did a competitive review for it, and they do have some solo co-op modes in the online implementation of the game. But yeah, this one continues to be amazing. I actually recently spent like $200 finishing my collection. I'm usually not a FOMO buy everything kind of guy, but I wanted to have every single faction for this one. So I guess I'm just going to be a Summoner Wars dude for a while. But yeah, this one is awesome. We played 2 new factions. My son lost the first game, won the second game, had a good time. Next is also not a new one, although I'm hoping that more content is coming. I think they've said it is, and that is One Hit Heroes. If you don't know this one, I've covered it before. It's a solo co-op boss battler with a bunch of different bosses, this kind of like booster pack-ish drafting system to improve your heroes after each fight. We taught it to 2 different groups this weekend, played through all 8 of the bosses that are in the retail edition. I didn't realize that what I had was like not the regular edition of the game, because the retail edition only has 4 heroes, the copy I have has 6, and the retail edition I think only has 8 bosses, the copy I have has 12. Not sure if those are separate purchases, probably, but yeah, this game continues to be awesome. My son and I had a great time with it. I will say in the second set of 4 bosses, as is often the case, it came down to some die rolls, and sometimes we would have lost if we rolled the die honestly, and maybe my son accidentally rolled it a second time when we lost the first time. You know, who's to say? But it continues to be fun. I'm very much looking forward to more one-hit heroes, I guess, after the company, it's Wiggles 3D. They're doing the 5-minute One Piece right now that I previewed. So yes, very much looking forward to them getting back to the one-hit hero system. I'd love to have more heroes and have more bosses. Hopefully it happens soon, but definitely a fun one. Next is one that is new to me, but not a new game overall, and that is called Nekojima. This is a game, it's kind of hard to describe, but you have a bunch of double wooden like platforms or columns, and each of them is connected by a rope, and you're supposed to be like laying out power lines from different neighborhoods. It's like a little quadrant-based board, and you can't have the power lines touch, and you can't have all the stuff fall over, and you have to sometimes hang little cardboard cats from the power line as well. So yeah, like kind of a goofy dexterity game, sort of like Jenga-ish or something. I only played it once. My son wanted to play it a few more times, but yeah, definitely fun for like a silly little casual dexterity game, and the theme is crazy. Okay, we're almost to new things. Sorry that all of these are things that you've probably heard about a billion times before, maybe not Nekojima. But finally we played a game of Too Many Bones. A nice guy named John had brought his collection there, and I had not played the game in forever, because if you didn't watch Shelf Life, I called Too Many Bones, even though it's a favorite, in favor of Elder Scrolls, because I like that implementation of the system better. But my son had never played Too Many Bones, or maybe I'd tried to teach him once before. But anyway, we played a game. We got through 3 days, maybe 4 days, a couple of fights. I was playing as Gasket the robot, who's always fun. John, the guy teaching the game, was playing Tink, who summons robots. And my son was playing Nugget. And my son just wasn't digging it, so we did call it early. We didn't go through the entire fight. I think we were playing against Barnacle from the Undertow expansion, so would have been like, 6 to 8 days to beat him? But yeah, I had a good time. The one thing I noted, though, is I had not played Too Many Bones in so long, and it was really hard for me to remember the rules because they're similar to Elder Scrolls, but then they're super different from Elder Scrolls sometimes. And even like some of the abilities are almost one-to-one the same, but they don't work quite the same. So yeah, I remembered how cool Too Many Bones is, but also I was like, oh yeah, okay, I remember the parts that I liked better about Elder Scrolls. But still, it was great to play it, even though my son didn't dig it enough to do a full game. All right, now let's get to some newer stuff. So I got to bust out. I'd gotten a prototype of the upcoming expansion for Leviathan Wilds. That one's called Shattered Peaks. It's crowdfunding later this year, actually kind of soonish, I think April. And what was awesome is I had played Leviathan Wilds with my son a couple of times before, but he didn't like really dig it that much when I tried it before. Oh, if you don't know it, this is a solo co-op game where you're climbing up giant monsters and trying to break crystals on them. One of my favorites. But yeah, he had an awesome time. First we played, so they had sent me 3 prototype bosses. I'm going to do a preview of one of these, of course, pretty soon. And 2 new climbers and 2 new classes. So we had played, what did we play first? Well, we played these 2 goat Leviathans that are joined together at the horns. And they like try to pull you in toward the horns and just destroy you. So that was fun. And then he enjoyed it so much that we played it 2 more times. We tried all 3 of the new Leviathans. So we also did this glob guy that slimes you and makes you take blighted damage and just does lots of nasty stuff to you. And then we played my favorite, which is also the one I'm going to do a preview of, which was a bird where it flaps its wings and like moves the wings around. And if you fall, you die because you're in the sky and there's nowhere to fall to. Yeah, and the new climbers and classes are really cool too. So just a really good time. Love Leviathan Wilds. Very happy that my son loved it too and requested to play it multiple times. And yes, so far from what I've seen, the Shattered Peak expansion is great, especially because, you know, the first expansion didn't have a lot of new climbers and classes. This one already has 2. And I think based on the prototype rulebook they shared with me, I think there's going to be 3 new climbers and 3 new classes. And since everything can be, you know, interlocked and classes and climbers can be mixed together, I think it'll be pretty cool. But the new climbers are awesome. There's a guy with a crossbow. There's an alchemist that can like mix different ingredients together. Lots of fun things to try out. So you'll see all of that soon when I preview it. But that's Leviathan Wilds Shattered Peak. That was a good time. The next one I played was taught to me. This is Botswana, which is a competitive Reiner Knizia game. And I don't think this one is new. I think it's a reimplementation of a reimplementation of a reimplementation. This time it's Safari themed. But the basic idea is you are putting cards down to change the value of these 5 different animal types and then taking one of the animals. And if somebody else plays a new value of a card over the one that you played, that changes what the animal is worth. And once 6 cards have been played on a given animal, then the round ends and you total up the score of the animals you've taken. So tons of like interesting interleaving kind of scoring stuff going on. You know, you might want to grab an animal somebody else has because then you're kind of working together to make sure it's worth a lot. So I had a really good time with Botswana. That was fun. Next, I got to teach a new Euro that I'd gotten a review copy of, which is called How to Save a World. This is really cool. Love the theme. An asteroid is coming to crash into a planet, and you and the other players are trying to cooperatively, competitively build a laser or build a shield or evacuate the planet so all the people and creatures living on it don't die. So it's got some worker placement. It's got some bag pulling elements. It was a good time. I thought the design was excellent. I haven't tried the solo mode yet. I'm going to do a video for the channel sometime soon. But yeah, my first impressions of how to save a world once we got over the rules and figured everything out. For the 4-player competitive game I played, it was pretty great. All right, and one of the last games we played might be the one that some of you are most excited about. I certainly had some people at the retreat coming over and asking about it. And that is the upcoming new set for Unstoppable based on the Dungeon Crawler Carl IP, this book series. And yes, I in anticipation of getting this one, the prototype that I have read now the entire first book of Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I'm most of the way through the second book, which pretty much covers what the first game covers, because it's going to be the first 3 levels. If you don't know the theme of Dungeon Crawler Carl, it's kind of like a sci-fi alien race comes and makes everybody on Earth run through a dungeon crawler like simulation sort of thing. So it's kind of fantasy but kind of sci-fi and kind of like video game-ish. Solo leveling, if you watch anime, it's very similar to that kind of thing. It's got some Hunger Games vibes too. But anyway, yeah, I was initially not too into the new Unstoppable because I was like, can you please just release expansions for what we have instead of doing like a new IP and changing the rules and stuff? After playing it and after reading the book and getting into the theme, I'm kind of positive on it because they have new stuff. I'll just run through a little bit because, of course, I'll be doing a preview of this. But now instead of armor, they have mana that you can build up and you actually get it for free every turn. And it lets you do damage. It lets you do healing. Those are kind of like consistent powers you can use it for. But also a lot of the cards will let you spend mana, like spells, like Magic Missile for Princess Donut. You know who that is if you've read the books. Yeah, so those use mana to do really powerful effects. So that was really neat. You're also battling bosses just like in the book, but it's kind of like an optional thing. They sort of sit there until you're ready to fight them. And so far, I only played level 1 because instead of different bosses like in the original Unstoppable, each new scenario is a different level of the dungeon, but they seem very different. The one we played was pretty straightforward, fighting guys until you could kill enough bosses and then go down the stairs. Level 2, though, is having like more and more of these mobs of enemies attacking you, and they get stronger the longer you wait, which if you've read the book, you'll know is part of the thing. And level 3 is seems like most similar to the narrative one, whatever that was, like the Duomo one or whatever in the original Unstoppable, in that you're doing quests and they have like multiple steps to complete the quests. And there's a lot of variety because I think it was 5 quests, but you only have to do 2 of them or 1 of them in solo to win the scenario. So yeah, long story short, I was kind of like, why are you doing this, Unstoppable? And now I'm like, hey, Unstoppable, good job. In fact, I like this so much. I was like, well, if they keep on doing expansions for this one and don't do it for the old one, I could see myself culling the original Unstoppable. And it was my number 1 game of last year, so that's crazy. But yeah, I'm really excited from what I've played so far. I want to dive more into Dungeon Crawler Carl, the new Unstoppable set that's coming. My son liked it too, and he had played the original Unstoppable and liked it fine as well. I do still think 2 players is like kind of the most chaotic way to play the game. So I definitely am excited to dig into Dungeon Crawler Carl for solo, but it was great. And kind of a random one for the last game we played of the day before we headed home, and that was The Initiative. They had one in the game library, and man, I loved that game, playing through it with Peter and Jerry back in the day. I don't know if I'd ever tried it with Harrison, my son. But if you don't know the game, it is kind of like I don't know how to describe it. It's like you're solving word puzzles, almost like Wordle-ish, but you're moving around like this little map with this card-based action system, which got ported into The Mandalorian, because that's from the same company, The Mandalorian Adventures. But it's a little bit different in The Initiative. But yeah, so you're cooperatively doing these actions to uncover these like tiles on the board, and those will give you letters like you're playing Wordle to solve the like Wheel of Fortune style puzzle. But then that transfers into a campaign where you're reading through a really well done graphic novel like comic book that tells this story of these kids that have found this mysterious board game. So it's like when you're playing the game, you're controlling the kids. I don't know, man, but it's great. I forgot how great it was. In fact, it was so fun. I kind of feel like I might want to buy it again to play it with my family. Because one of the beautiful things about these games, I completely forgot. We got through 2 of the missions. I completely forgot all the solutions to the missions we played through because my brain's a little bit old. So I was thinking like, oh, this game doesn't have any replay, but hey, it has lots of replay now because I'm dumb and it's all gone. So yeah, that was the last game we played before leaving The Initiative. Had a great time with that too. So yeah, that was the Level Up Retreat. If you are into a gaming convention where you can just go and play tons of games and have a good game library, it was a really fun time. Still looking forward to PAX, of course, for a very different experience, but this one was closer to home. I could just go for a couple days and had a really good time at the Level Up Retreat for 2026. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know what you played if you went there, or hey, just let me know what you played this weekend in general. And yeah, we'll get to some of those games. Dungeon Crawler Carl, the new Leviathan Wilds expansion, How to Save a World. They'll all be on the channel in the coming month or so. But thanks for watching, everybody. Good gaming, and I'll see you at the next stop.